Hi, I'm Kerri, and I have low self-esteem. I sound like an alcoholic. I am 8.5 years sober, but self-esteem is a real issue, and it makes everything in life out of reach. And from a very, very young age, I heard a lot of things about myself. You don't work hard enough. You don't look good enough. You you didn't clean your room well enough, all kinds of things that I wasn't enough of. When I was 16, I moved out of my parents' home because I wasn't good enough to live with my parents. I married young, I divorced young, I started college after a divorce. I didn't finish. It took me 18 years to finish. So therefore, I was not educated enough. I didn't have a long enough career. All of these things happen when you have low self-esteem because everything is out of reach. You hear all these voices throughout your entire life. I did some great things. I can stand up here and say, yes, I did have a good career. I owned businesses that I created. They were great businesses. I sold them. I made money. I did get an education. I was a model, which I don't say that to brag. It was a commercial model. But I did make the cover of Marketplace India. I know we've all heard of that, right? But when I went to Land's End for a swimsuit shot, they didn't photograph me. So that told me I was too fat, I wasn't pretty enough. All these things that have just been piled on me, and I felt that that was why I had low self-esteem, because I was hearing all these people tell me through my life that I was not enough. And I had a girlfriend, I still have that girlfriend. Oftentimes when we're talking, I'll mention something, that I did, and she's like, oh my God, of course you did that, like I'm making up stories. That's what I'm hearing in my head. Like she doesn't believe me that I did this fabulous thing. And one time I finally told her, I said, when you say that to me, I think you don't believe me that I've done these things that I'm telling you. And she said, no. She says, I believe everything you've said. It's just you are such an amazing person who has done so many amazing things in life. I'm sorry. But I can't hear that because I have low self-esteem. So that is out of reach. I can't hear those words. So I think she's lying to me or something. So this has taken me a very, very long time to even come up here. And somewhere in my mid-50s, I realized that all those voices that I was hearing, all those people that were telling me that I wasn't enough, and that, all these things that were bad, those were all me. I was the one telling myself that. It wasn't the world. And I'm up here tonight just to, I know that I'm not the only one in this whole room that suffers from low self-esteem. And I want everybody to know that they should listen to those voices and they should hear what's being said, and they should listen to who's saying it. And then they should, maybe at that point, start telling themselves a different narrative and say it out loud so you can hear other people tell you that you're good enough, even if it's your own voice. And I think that's very important. So I'm sorry, I don't want to be a bummer, but I just felt like this out of reach is a great topic, because how many of us out there have made things out of reach for ourselves just by what we're telling ourselves. So, thank you.